right, let's make a quilt. If you saw my last vlog, you'll know that I am making the Fernweh quilt for my son's teacher. And I went through the very long process of picking out all the fabric that I wanted to use, building up from a couple of different bundles. And then I wanted to go get my 3 yards of fabric for the background, which I got right here. So I'm going to get started. I'm going to film, like, I have about 2.5 hours to film every day. My goal at the very end of this is to have one of the quilt blocks ready. I guess I'll make this a series, so this will be part 1 where we do the cutting and we put one of the blocks together. There's 9 to put together all together. And yeah, we'll see how we progress. I have 2.5 hours every day. When my son goes for a nap, we're down to 1 nap, which is really nice. And yeah, we'll just get started. So hopefully in the next 3 days, we will have a quilt block done for you. So let's get started on all of the cutting. And yes, I am fully aware that I have 2 unfinished quilts hanging up beside me, but the priority is this one. It would be due before my friend's daughter's quilts. This is July and this is the end of June. So we're gonna get started on this one. I have all my fabric laid out and I will show you from above just so we can remind you what I'm doing. And then I think we'll see what the instructions say, what I start cutting with, whether it is the stars or the foreground. All right, everything's up here. These are the foreground pieces. So these are each a 1/2 yard, and then I'm going to cut from those first. That's what the instructions say to do. I have my rotary cutter and my quilting ruler, and I'm ready to go. Caitlin, and I'm here to remind you to read through your instructions all the way because I just messed up again because I assumed what they wanted to do from each strip was do full squares, and that wasn't the case. They're like 1 6.5 inch strip, 1 6.5 inch square, 4 5-inch squares, and 4 3.5 inch squares. So I have a couple of seams. You know what? I love an imperfect quilt. The ones that I have, like I have some vintage ones, and I really appreciate when there's a seam that isn't necessarily supposed to be there. So hopefully his teacher feels the same way. So, oh my goodness, I've never had pieces like that before. Okay, so let me read the full instructions on the next one. Next one is 12 3.5-inch squares. So let's do that properly. Maybe I will open this up. I wanted to go fast with this guy, but it doesn't seem like I have the space for that. Here. Cut off the selvage. Inch squares. Okay, so these are all the pieces for the foreground. We have the 5-inch squares, the 3.5-inch squares, 6.5, 5 inches, and 3.5-inch squares, and then we have the 2-inch square. This is what we're cutting out from every single foreground fabric. All right, let's continue on with the next foreground, which will be this one. All right, it is 2:30. I have to go wake up August and then go pick up my kids, and maybe I can sit down for a couple minutes and cuddle with him when he wakes up. That's what we love to do. But I got 4 of the foreground cut out. I'll show you that. So these are 4. There's 9, so I'm almost halfway. I'm gonna see if I can do one later tonight. Yeah, so that this won't be too laborious. It's such a long process cutting, but it can be meditative, and if you have a good podcast or something to watch, yeah, it's fine. I cut myself. I just changed my blades. I'm like, everything is taking too much longer, so just be careful. These guys are sharp. Yeah, so that's it for today. If I cut it tonight, I'm not going to film that because it's bad lighting and I don't know, it's hard to set up. So I will be back tomorrow with some more cutting. Hopefully we can get all of it done. I'm kind of freaked out with how long that took, but it's going to be okay. We will get this done. Yeah, and I will see you tomorrow. All right, hello. I am just cutting today, so I haven't shown everything. I did a little bit last night, but I'm on my last foreground, which is the background color, the part that's not the star, and I'm just doing my last piece here. This is taking a lot longer than I thought, so I think I will try and cut one of the inner stars and then the outer star, and then I will show you that probably tomorrow. I have maybe 20 more minutes to work on this, so I just want to finish this part, and then I have to pick up and wake up my son from his nap. So that is what I'm doing, and yeah, excited to get this part done. Okay, so I got 2 inner stars cut out. Those are really fast. They don't use a full fat quarter. So that's kind of funny to say that you need a fat quarter. Yeah, be 1 fat quarter. You can use less than that. Um, so I'm going to see what I can get done tonight. It's my bedtime. My husband and I, we have one night a week where he does all the bedtimes and I do all the bedtimes, and tonight is my night and I'm usually exhausted after. We'll see if I can get one of the outer stars cut out. I'd love to get this just all done and then work slowly on getting these inner ones done. But yeah, and then tomorrow I'll put one of these beautiful blocks together. I'm so excited. I think this is gonna look so beautiful. I don't know if I mentioned, but I've decided to hand quilt this. I just love the look of that. I did that for my one son's one. I have the other one, my other son, I have 2 boys. I have his other quilt all ready to hand sew. So that's gonna be really nice, relaxing time. That was one of the parts of the quilt where I actually enjoy the process. I was listening to someone talk about not being a process person when it comes to sewing. I'm like, that's very true. There's a lot of sewing, like just the process of it I don't love, but I love the end result when it comes together. So it can be tough if you don't like the process and then you have a bad end result. But quilts usually have a beautiful end result. So that's why I got into it. Anyway, I will see you tomorrow with a block. We're gonna get that done. All right, good morning. I got all of my background colors all cut out yesterday, so I'm really excited about that. So I just have to do the inner stars, the rest of those. So I have 2 blocks I could possibly make today. We'll see, like definitely get one done. And they're both blue, so we'll see what we can do. My first step in doing the quilt is doing the corner units. So what I've been instructed to do is draw a diagonal line on these 3.5-inch squares, and on all these 2-inch squares, 1, 2, and then attach these, what's it called? The 3.5-inch square onto the 5-inch square, and sew directly on that line. And I did one of those, and this is what it looks like. So there we go. I have 8 of these to do, so I'm going to do that right now. I have all of those all sewn on, trimmed, and ironed. So I have 8 of those. And now I am supposed to do, with right sides together, on these 5-inch ones, 4 units. So 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. And then I'm supposed to do little corner guys face down. These are the 2-inch squares. And I'm going to do them each on the corners, and then same kind of process where I trim it and then do the corners, so it'll look like that in the end. So let's go and sew those. All right, so now I'm supposed to lay out the pieces as shown. So we have 1 5-inch foreground color, and then these 2 of these guys facing each other, and then 1 of these guys. There we go. Okay, that doesn't look like it'll line up, but I'm hoping it does. Right here, you can see. Let's sew together and see what happens. Okay, and it worked. It's just you can see it's slightly off, but I think that's fine. And yeah, I'm gonna sew these 2 together. Okay, and then now these 2 together. All right, there we go. That's much better. So that's the corner. So I'm gonna do 4 of these. I'm assuming, yeah, 4 corners, that makes sense, 4 corners. And then we will go from there. all my corners, and that first one was the worst. So these all look really nice. Excited about that. And then now I'm going to do the middle units. And so what I'm doing is I'm taking 2 3.5-inch squares, and there's 2 different ones. One's for the foreground and one's for like the middle star. And I drew a line diagonally in all of the squares, and then you sew directly on them, and then you have to make sure that they go in the opposite corners like this, and then you have to make another pair according to what you already made. So I had to make a couple of these. I had to make 8, but then 4 pairs. So I will get going on that. So I have that one done, and so now I think what I have to do is do the opposite. Wait, did I already do this wrong? No. I was like, hold on. Yeah, so that these meet together. These ones meet together like this. Nope. Meet together like, how do they meet together? Hold on here. Like this. So I have to sew from that corner to that corner, and then these ones don't meet. So that is this way. There we go. Okay, so I will sew it just like that. Okay, so I have my pair here. So this will be the inner star, and eventually I'll make 4 of these, and it'll go like this. Yeah, it'll go like that, and then I'll make a star. So I'm going to sew up the rest of these, and then next is putting it all together. I'm so excited. This is going to be so cute. So now it is time to assemble all the pieces together. I have an extra one of these. I'm not sure what happened with my cutting, but a couple extra of those and some of these squares. So I'm not sure where I went wrong there, but definitely have some extras to make something with. So here we go. So this is the middle. We're gonna make the star here, this side. I'm not sure if you can see the whole thing. Let me pull this up a bit more. Go. These pieces. The star. Oh, you can kind of still not see that. Here, hold on. I needed my camera to go up. Anyway, you get the gist. I'll show you it at the end too. So that's the star in the middle. And then, oops, we will have this. And this is my first time seeing it all together. This is pretty. Nice big block. I knew it was going to be big. You can tell that online. How nice that is. Gorgeous. Okay. Wow, isn't that going to be pretty? Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so now I'm supposed to attach them row by row or column by column, whatever you want to call it, and then this way. So I will do that now.
Beautiful. I'm so excited to give this pattern a try.
Okay.
Like I said, I only have 2 meters of this.
And then this guy.
So I might start by making a blouse out of this.
Beautiful. Now I just have to do these 2 seams. We'll just. She is so pretty. I'm happy with this. It's gorgeous block. Okay, and we are done. I am so happy with this. This is scale. This is a nice big one. Nice big block, so it's going to be 3 and by 3, so there'll be 9 of these when I'm done with it. It is so pretty. I'm really happy with the colors I chose. Irritated by that little pattern thing that I didn't think about in the star, but I think that's okay. I like how quilts can be a little bit scrappy, so we'll call it that. Oh, I'm so happy with it. And I think I just heard my son stir, so we got it done during, this is a nap time quilt, a nap time block. So the next video I will probably post on this series is all of the blocks done, and I will be connecting them together to make the full top. And then hopefully by then I'll be able to, I don't have the binding or the backing yet. I haven't decided on, or the thread. So hopefully by that time I'll be able to have those decisions made. But until then, this is the Fernweh quilt block. Absolutely beautiful. There's going to also be a pillow too. So, so satisfying. All right, I'll see you next time with all the blocks done.